Hello everyone and welcome back to my Bold and Beautiful 29 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Lee Finnegan suspected Jack Finnegan was Luna Nozawa's real father. Still, what if the verity is much further libelous? What if Luna's biopater is actually John Finn Finnegan? Can Finn and Steffy Forrester Finnegan's marriage survive another stunner? Lee has always had a dispassionateness toward Penelope Poppy Nozawa. What was indeed more confusing was how Lee treated her own bastard, Luna. At the time of Poppy's contended affair with the croaker, Luna hadn't indeed been born yet. Poppy might have been the result, but Luna isn't at fault for being. Moving forward, Lee's gut has screamed for times that commodity happed between Jack and Poppy. Now, that does explain the dispassionateness and abomination Lee had for both Poppy and Luna. Although Luna is innocent in this situation, she must have been a painful memorial for Lee. Lee brazened Jack and Poppy after Tom Starr's liver didn't match Luna's DNA sample. Poppy denied it and so did Jack. In fact, Jack was enough shocked that Lee would indeed suppose he slept with Poppy and sired his own bastard. Lee still didn't believe them and picked Jack with a needle to do a test for herself. Lee keeps raving about how Jack and Poppy's affair would be so libelous for the family. Still, perhaps Poppy wouldn't tell Lee the verity because what really happened is more shocking than the verity? Perhaps Jack and Poppy are telling the verity about him not being Luna's father. What if the real father is actually Poppy's own whoreson, Finn? Steffy has always been veritably controlling with Finn, especially when it comes to his family members. Steffy was quick to ban Finn from having anything to do with his bio-mama, Sheila Carter Sharp. While Steffy had legal reasons for that, it does establish a pattern. Also, Steffy had issues with Finn being musketeers with Hope Logan. Still, also Steffy would order her husband to disown his own father, if Jack is Luna's father. However, that will complicate effects a whole lot more, if Finn turns out to be Luna's father. For one thing, Finn knows how deep the pining is to know where one came from. So, while Finn would no way excuse Luna's conduct, he'd look at her else than ahead. It's one thing to pretend Finn's kinsman doesn't live, but he can't do that if Luna turns out to be his son. Finn would feel compelled to try to be a good influence in Luna's life, whether she's in or out of captivity. That's commodity Steffy would not stand for. However, SINN is doubtful to survive if Luna's father is Finn. Lee Finnegan has believed for times that Poppy Nozawa slept with her hubby, Jack Finnegan. Lee also believes that Jack is Luna Nozawa's father because of this affair that she imagines happened times agone. Lee wouldn't take Jack or Poppy's word about the affair she believes happened between them. Lee is induced that Jack is Luna's father and she's determined to prove it. Lee insists that a maternity test be done to prove that Jack isn't Luna's father, but is she ready for the verity? Luna's test result could point toward a connection to Jack. Still, Lee would be veritably shocked if the true connection between them is because of John Finn Finnegan. Just imagine Lee's response if she learns that Finn, not Jack, is Luna's father. How would Lee feel to learn that Luna is her oldest grandchild rather? Jack swears there was no way, nothing by fellowship between himself and Poppy. After all, Poppy was his family-in-law. Jack didn't see her as anything further than that. Yes, Jack cheated with Sheila, but that's an important different story than his relationship with Poppy. Jack may be a fabricator and a cheater, but that doesn't mean that he's lying now. Jack didn't have time for further than one doxy in his life. Once Jack and Lee got guardianship of Finn, that's all he demanded. Jack says he was no way attracted to Poppy. Is Jack being honest about not sleeping with Poppy, or are the two of them covering up their relationship in an attempt to cover Lee from being hurt by them? Lee was frightened at the study of Poppy and Jack together. Still, if Lee learns that Poppy slept with her son, she could clearly break down. Lee knows that Poppy and Finn spent time together, but it's likely that she didn't anticipate them to sleep together. Just because Finn wasn't Poppy's whoreson by blood, he was still her whoreson. Did Poppy sleep with Finn? Lee would be furious to learn that anything happened between her son and her family. Still, Lee also knows that Poppy is a free spirit who spent a lot of time on medicines and rehearsing free love. Did effects gets carried down with Poppy and Finn? Will Lee end up having a breakdown when the verity comes out? Lee Finnegan is absolutely sure that Jack Finnegan is Luna Nozawa's father. Still, he and Poppy Nozawa denied it implicitly, so Lee jabbed Jack against his will and performed a maternity test. While they awaited for the results, Poppy and Jack told Lee she was crazy and indeed rolled their eyes. There's no reason not to just tell her the verity. Jack's marriage is over, Lee will ever detest Poppy, so what did they've to lose? Since they didn't fess up, that could only mean one thing. Lee is pleased to report that the maternity test is ready, but the results confuse her. Are they inconclusive? Do they say that Jack is only a partial match for Luna, which might lead Lee to a whole new conclusion that suckers have suspected since last time? Is John Finnegan Luna's pater? That would open a whole new can of worms for Steffy Forrester Finnegan and her loving hubby, but for now, Steffy has commodity entirely different to concentrate on. Daphne Rose is willing to do whatever Steffy wants. It feels like a challenge, plus she enjoys watching Hope Logan and Carter Walton fawn each over her as if she'd really do business with similar peasants. They're giving her the world when all Daphne wants to do is give Steffy her family back and have a good time. That good time comes with trying to get Carter into bed. Since Carter is enough easy to betray, it should be like taking delicacy from a baby. Carter and Daphne seal the deal on Friday, but is this deal business or particular? Maybe Daphne has to make further moves to seal the particular part and break Hope's heart, just as Steffy's solicitations. Bill Spencer's secret could come to light in the most shocking way possible. Since Luna is getting more and more fixated on Will Spencer, their stories could collide soon enough. When Will remake, he walked by on Bill Spencer and Poppy Nozawa in bed together. That was a disturbing and horrifying situation for all parties involved. Will gets embarrassed and affrighted coming? Could there be some script where Luna interrupts Will and Electra Forrester as they hit the wastes? Bill has substantially been working from home, but there might be some exigency business drama that gets him out of the house for a while. Will might assume they've got the place to themselves for the evening and use the manse for a fancy night in with Electra. Luna could end up observing on the lovebirds and come unfit to repel derailing Will's love. Since Luna easily wants Will for herself, she might expose her house arrest news in her despair to ruin Will's passion with Electra. Of course, Luna could play innocent and act like it was a misreading latterly, but it could really serve two purposes. For starters, Luna would hope to pump the thickets on Will's relationship with Electra, but she'd also like to get Will's attention on her rather. Luna will no way achieve her dream of being with Will if he thinks she's still stuck behind bars. Indeed, if Luna angers Will at first, she may feel confident she can smooth effects over ultimately as part of her long game strategy. Whatever the case, Will might take the sizzling coming step with Electra at the Spencer manse to give them some sequestration in a lavish position. Some confusion might lead to Bill being ignorant of what's passing, so that could give Luna a chance to blow up their secret. Prognostications allude that Bill's arrangement is going to launch some chaos ahead long, so stay tuned for updates on the counter-reaction. Bill may have to do some serious damage control in the coming occurrences.